they can take any shape they want. Famous astrophysicists revealed unexpected information about aliens. Let's remember what St. Paul the Apostle writes us in the New Testament, that the devil even appeared to Eve to tempt her, and he appeared as an angel of light. In other words, he appeared as one of God's angels. That means that we should know the tricks that the demonic entities play on us. Yes, that means that these definitely could be demonic entities. PhD astrophysicist Hugh Ross has long been exploring the question of the existence of extraterrestrial life. For many years, he has engaged in people's reports about aliens and unidentified phenomena. And the writer says, I came to an amazing conclusion. About 99% of what people call UFOs, I could explain as natural phenomena, hoaxes, or secret government military activities. Ross said on the Billy Hallowell podcast, he said, but there is a remainder of 1% that falls into a different category, and these will indeed be UFO phenomena. But the astrophysicist has his own theory about the nature of aliens. The Bible tells us that God created two different kinds of intelligent life. One is limited by the physics of the universe, and the other is not. Aliens are actually spiritual manifestations, not literal cosmic beings. The scientists found circumstantial evidence for this. For example, despite many claims of space accidents, spacecraft landings, and alleged alien encounters, there's never any debris or artifacts left behind, a fact that Ross finds remarkable. He said, if it was a physical ship that crashed into the Earth, we would be able to find at least some debris and artifacts, he said, but usually what we see is just a crater, melted snow or charred earth, and damaged vegetation. Another interesting feature is that Ross noted that interacting with aliens never does any good. Interacting with them is not good. That the least that will happen after one of these meetings is recurring nightmares. In the worst case, they will simply do away with you. Ross believes that the parallels between possession and alleged interactions with aliens, from entering a trance to automatic writing, cannot be ignored. The conclusion the scientist offers is unexpected. What we consider to be alien life forms are fallen angels who can take on any form they choose. They may look like your late grandfather, they may look like flying saucers, they may look like a leprechaun. Don't trust a supernatural being, test it, he says. And I know that I was told from one of the Mount Alpha's monks that, in Mount Alpha's there's 20 monasteries that are for men. No women are allowed on that peninsula. Yet when they pray all night, because the monastics don't sleep, they pray all night, just like Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane and asked his disciples to pray for him at night, because it's at nighttime hours that the demonic entities and the witches and warlocks do their curses, their cursings, okay? So anyway, by the way, so this monk told me that they, many times they were interrupted in their prayers by women knocking on the closed door of the church, asking for help, even though they knew, that there were no women on the peninsula. Obviously, it was the demon, the demonic entities. And also, he said, it can appear to you as a mountain in front of you, whereas there is no mountain in front of you. It's a demonic entity. Now, going back to this, by the way, back in 2008, the Reverend Jose Gabriel Funes, who at that time was the head of the Vatican Observatory, said that he did not see a conflict between belief in aliens and the Bible. How can we rule out that life evolved somewhere else? Just as there are many beings on earth, so there can be other beings, even intelligent beings created by God. This does not contradict our faith because we cannot limit the creative freedom of God, he said. Are there aliens among us? The opinion, or rather the theory, that aliens not only visit the earth but are constantly among us is not new. In a very officially announced, it was even officially announced at the University of California by Jonathan Malkinson, who is one of the teachers. Incidentally, he suggested that the aliens, their race would be difficult to determine, constantly reside between people as observers of an alien civilization that control humanity. Malkison, along with journalists and scientists, suggests that such aliens can take any form, including a person, so they are invisible to us. He substantiated his theory in particular by strange cases of people meeting with faces that seemed artificial. Participants in such encounters, you might say encounters of the third kind, always emphasize that they felt that person in front of them was not the real person, despite looking like an ordinary passerby. The encounters mentioned have been recorded on every continent and in almost every country. A few months ago, Stanford University professor Harry Nolan said that extraterrestrial beings not only visit the Earth, but also live among people. He said, I think you can go even further. They didn't just visit us, they were here for a long time and still are here, the specialist said at the Pentagon Extraterrestrial Intelligence and Crash UFO Conference in New York. Dr. Nolan believes that the alien advanced forms of intelligence are not trying to be like humans, but are using a little disguise. The professor shared his opinion, saying it's a kind of like an intelligence test. They appear among us and see if there is someone who can understand what kind of anomaly is actually in front of him. Aliens don't walk the earth in leather suits, but they are encrypted in their own way, Nolan said. It may seem that such a theory coming out of the mouths of famous scientists is an exaggeration, but many of them believe that myths, legends, and sacred books prove that aliens have always lived with people. Known aliens among us? Proponents of the theory of aliens among people note that not only random people, but also celebrities, members of the artistic and political elite can belong to them. As evidence of this, numerous videos are presented recordings from random encounters, from a message from award ceremonies, conferences where you can see how suddenly a famous person loses his features. For many people, it's proof that aliens are bad at hiding and sometimes have trouble maintaining camouflage and can be seen to be changing. Hollow black eyes. In many countries, stories appear not so much of mysterious encounters, but also of a sudden radiance from the sky. Quite a few people report with some dismay that they saw this sudden visitation of aliens, similar to humans, and according to the story, the eyes of such guests were black, large, particularly without whites, and seemed to be devoid of any human emotions. Such encounters tend to be strange, short, and even a strong sense of unease in their wake. Lizard people, that is, reptilians. If aliens exist on or off Earth, we don't know exactly what they look like. They can be similar to people or completely dissimilar and resemble, for example, lizards, reptilians, what we say. If the theory of reptilians originating from another galaxy but living among people is very popular, fits with America's old beliefs about reptilian creatures that once helped them survive a dark time in human history. Reptilians, because that's what the mysterious creatures are called, should be able to modify their appearance into humans for mind control. And since time immemorial, it's like that in our time, it's likely the aliens live in close proximity to people. Many of them are located in secret bases, such as well-known Dulce base. Other species may exist in other dimensions, but in our dimension, they can take on any form and impersonate humans. Surely everyone has come across people who behave strangely in everyday life or experience the feeling of déjà vu that suddenly arises in your mind, but no matter how you think about it, you can't explain it. It can be assumed that the creators of these intangible sensations and impressions are actually representatives of an alien civilization mixing with the crowd trying to collect some information. In other words, aliens have been among us for a very long time, whether we like it or not. Their purpose is unknown, perhaps only government officials aware of the secret alliance known about this. One thing is clear, if they had arrived with bad intentions, we would have been long gone. Well, they do have bad intentions, they're demonic entities. And this is on Solas. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.